Alright guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about a very popular bait that pretty much everyone uses or starts out using when they're bass fishing. A buddy of mine actually was talking to me about this and told me to make one, so I thought about it and I decided I'm going to. And that's the Senko. The two main ways that most people fish it is the Texas rig, weightless, or they have a 1/4 ounce weight or flip it, and then the wacky rig. Now, personally, this is my favorite way to fish the Senko, but it doesn't mean that you gotta limit yourself to both of these. A lot of people overlook the Senko when it comes to other techniques to use it, just because these two have kind of dominated and taken over with what the bait's used for. But starting off, I'm going to talk about the Texas rig Senko. I'll fish it like this, but when I do it, I like to do it weightless and fish it around grass. So I'll throw that on a medium to a medium heavy bait caster, anywhere from 10 to 15 pound test, and I'll actually fish it like a fluke. I've done it a couple times where my buddy, if he was on a fluke bite a couple years ago, he would be throwing a fluke and I didn't have any on me. If I was in his boat, I would throw on a Senko, throw it out and twitch it just like a fluke, and I actually had a lot of success doing that. So that's one way that I like to fish the Texas rig Senko. The other way, I don't usually go over a 1/4 ounce weight if I would do it, but is flipping trees or flipping grass with it. That's also a really good way to do it, or just work it along weed edges. Preferably weightless, just let it flutter down and does a good job. Second one, which is my favorite way to fish it, is the wacky rig. This I primarily use on the ends of trees, laydowns. If you have brush that's sticking up that you can see, I'll throw it on the outside of it or on the end of where the wood's actually sticking out of the water. But primarily I like to fish this on weed edges. I'll do it a lot around here. I had a lot of success up in New York last year on vacation doing this. This I'll throw on a medium action spinning rod, and anywhere from 6 to 10 pound test I like to throw it on. I'll just throw it out on weed edges, let it slowly just shimmer down, and you'll have a lot of success for both smallmouths and largemouth. And then obviously if you're down south and you have spots, it works for spots too. That's been proven, but that's another effective way to do it. The other ones that I'm going to talk about, and you'll hear people do it, but it's not too common. The first one that I'm going to talk about is the Nico rig. So for the sake of the video, I left the nail weight out to show you, but I mean, it's the same as any Nico rig that you would use on like a trick worm or any worm of that style. But a Senko's a good option to do it as well, just because it's already a little heavier and it's a little bit bigger profile than your traditional worm that you'd use for a Nico rig. But for anyone that's watching that doesn't know what a Nico rig is, you get your nail weight, which you would insert in the front of the bait, push it in the whole way, and then you put your hook back just a little bit, so when it's falling down it falls head first, and then the tail will stand up and you can just drag it along the bottom. So I'd fish this the same way that I would fish a wacky rig, weed edges, on the ends of laydowns. Just let it kind of slowly fall down through and see if you can pick up a few fish. The next one that I'll talk about that I don't fish too often, but I actually know one person that does fish them like this, and it's the shaky head. Not too many people fish the shaky head with a Senko. It's usually a longer trick worm or just a straight-tailed worm, like a 6 to 10 inch worm people use on a shaky head. But that is another effective way to use it. A tip that I would say, since the Senko is heavier, I would go with a lighter shaky head. I wouldn't do like a 1/2 ounce or anything like that. I'd probably stick with a 1/4 ounce is my heaviest, and just fish it a little bit shallower. And then the last one that I'm going to talk about, which you don't hear about too often, I think it's Minnesota, I believe that it comes from. and that's what people call the jig worm with the 4-inch Senko. That's what I like to fish it with. You can fish it with a 5-inch Senko or a 6-inch. This one's just the 4-inch general that I like to fish it on. It's pretty much just an oversized Ned, as my brother always says, but that's what I like to fish it on. 1/10 ounce head. This is the Z-Man one, just their bigger worm hook instead of the Ned hook, but that's it right there. Did pretty good on this in the spring. I definitely like fishing this around grass and rock walls, not so much wood, but does really good on bluff walls. If you just throw it up, kind of let it fall down and then pop it up, works really good. The last one that I have seen people do, and I have done it, I don't do it a lot though, I kind of forget about it, is throwing it on a drop shot. So you would rig it either Texas rig if you want, or wacky style. I like to do it wacky style, but you get around offshore grass or rock, put a heavier weight on there to kind of get it down, because this will have a lot more drag to slow down the fall. But put on a 5-inch Senko on a drop shot, throw it out there, and just let that bait stay up in the water calm. It does really good, especially for largemouth and grass. So you want it?
Yeah, I'll throw it.
Alright, here. So that's all the options that have come to mind as ways that you would throw the Senko. So go out there, find your technique with it, find something that works for you. If you like fishing a Neko rig, try it on a Neko rig. If you're a shaky head guy, throw it on a shaky head and try it. Me, in my personal opinion, I just like the wacky rig. I think that's what works best for me with my style of fishing and how my brother and I go out and approach lakes. So hope you guys got a tip or found something useful from this video, and if you like the video, leave a like, and hope you enjoy the video and keep watching.